Happy New Year, everyone! It's the first video for 2020. And I'm a mess. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rose, and I hope you guys subscribe and stick around for more fun, exciting makeup tutorials. So let's get started. I am prepping my skin, and what I just applied there is the ABH hydrating oil. This stuff is amazing, amazing, especially if you have dry skin like myself. It definitely helps, make the skin very, very hydrated before makeup application. And then I also went in with my Gerard Cosmetics Mystified spray. This is a hydrating spray, really, really great for dry skin as well. And I actually can definitely say like you can use it for any type of skin, because it just really, like, the way it preps the skin, it just gives that extra like hydration, so that when you do apply foundation and your powders and everything, you're not looking dry and crusty. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the Peeler base, and I'm gonna prep my lids. You guys already know, for those who have been following me, I live for the ABH base. I always use Rumor 2. Sometimes, like in the summer, I can definitely use Rumor 3 because I do get tanner in the summer. So it works a lot better when I'm using, like neutral shadows and everything. But for the most part, Rumor 2 is the one that I use the most. Now, for the palette, I am going to be using the Jackie Aina and ABH collaboration palette. I love this palette. If you do not have this palette, I highly recommend it. It's perfect, perfect, perfect for my women and men of color who are darker skin. And I don't mean like women or men of color just who are not white, but those who are in a deeper skin complexion. These shadows will show up beautifully on you. Jackie did an amazing job with this palette, but it is still suitable for everyone. So highly recommend it. Grab it if you have not already. Okay. So I am first starting off with that first brown shade, and I'm pretty much using that as my transition shade. And I'm using a fluffier brush. I think the brush that I'm using is from Kit Stars, if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave the brushes and everything down below for you guys so you guys will know. Now I'm gonna go in with this reddish tone medium brown, and I go ahead and kind of mix it with the transition shade, but really focus it more so into the crease area. That way I have a gradient and everything is nice and blended. I am a perfectionist when it comes to blending my shadows. Like, everything has to be blended, because if not, then yeah, I end up not liking the look. And I do go back and forth with the shadows, just to make sure that the pigmentation is exactly how I want it to be, because there are times when you are blending shadows, you kind of lose the first shadow that you used. So it never hurts to go back in with that first shade that you use, or any previous shade that you use, once you go in with the next. So now I'm going to be using the darkest brown in the shadow, in the palette, and I'm going to be focusing that more so in my crease. Now, I would definitely say that I did made the mistake of using this brush that I'm using now to apply it, because it came out very, very patchy. This brush, I've never really used it in the crease, but because it was like a perfect dome type shape, it really fits really nicely in the crease. But I've only ever used this for underneath the eye, blending out the base, or blending out like the brow bone area, like the edges and stuff. That's the only time I've ever really used this brush. So when I did use it for underneath the eye, I was kind of like, and you guys are actually going to see I ended up like switching the brush, because it just wasn't blending how I wanted it to blend. It packed on like a little patchy. It wasn't packing on the shadow how I liked it to be, and I actually end up having to put the crease a lot darker than what I wanted it to be, because I used that brush first. So there are times I make mistakes. The brushes that I use, not the right choice, but hey, it is what it is, and you just gotta make it work. And that's pretty much what I did. So you will see that I do switch the brush, and I end up going in with one of my favorite Morphe brushes. I believe this is either the M506 or M507. And I end up using that. It's like a mini blending brush, and it is amazing blending out the crease. Like, one of my all-time favorite brushes. I actually have doubles, like, because it's just amazing. So you guys will see I am like going back in with the previous shade because I lost it a little bit. I end up bringing that dark brown a little too high, so I'm trying to make sure that I bring in back all the colors and make sure everything is blended and not patchy or harsh. So once I have everything blended out how I want it to be, I went in with my Louise base, and I started to cut my crease. Now I tried to, see if I can do the whole like one swipe cut crease, but hey, oh no, my lids are way too wrinkled for that. Like, it just was tugging, and I was using a very, very light hand as well, you guys. Um, but what I did know, what I did try, you guys see how I turned the brush here and then I just started to swipe it? That worked a lot better than using the actual top part of the brush. Um, so I actually just, figured out a new way of me cutting my crease with, the small brushes that I actually use. So I was sued and I actually liked it. Um, but I end up just, getting the crisp line first, and then I actually cleaned that layer of the base off because it did mix in with the browns, and I wanted my base for the lid to be like a white color. So you guys will see here, like I did it over and everything, and then I am blending it out with my beauty sponge, just to make sure that the base, like I don't have too much of the base on my lid, and I'm just taking any excess off and blending out the edges as well. So I do go in with the Alyssa Edwards palette that she did with ABH, and I only went in to this palette for the white shade, which I believe is called Headliner. Um, so I pretty much used that shade for the first inner third of the eye because I did want it to be like a white. I didn't want to use a beige. I wanted to use more so of a white because I wanted to be really, really bright, and to mesh better, like, and blend better with the other browns that I've previously used. So you guys are going to pretty much see I'm going to use that white, and then I'm going to also use the two browns um, onto the lid. Okay, so really quickly, this is also another mistake that I did. Wow, so many mistakes already in this video. um, as you guys see, the first brown that I applied did come out very, very harsh. I actually wanted it to be a lot lighter, but the brush that I used wasn't as fluffy as I thought it was. As I thought it was. As you guys can see, I'm still using it for the other brown as well, but it came out a lot darker, and it's like I went a little bit heavy handed as well, and that actually kind of made it a little harder to blend it in with the white shade um, and the other brown. So I feel like I should have went in with a different brush, something that was a little bit more fluffier, and that way I wasn't applying too much product at once. But at the end, I end up liking the result, and it just took a lot more blending. That's pretty much it. Like I just had to do a lot more blending. So for brows, I end up using the ABH Dip Brow in medium brown, I believe, to do my brows. I actually didn't like my brows just because I am getting used to creating a new brow now that I have like my tails gone. So I just pretty much have to get used to um, how to do them, how to arch them, and all that good stuff. So I actually really didn't like my brows, but whatever. It is what it is. So now we're going with the face. I am going to be using, and I'm sorry the lighting switched. I actually had my ring light dimmed down. And then you're going to see it switch again because I ended up moving one of my soft boxes because of my son. So sorry that the lighting is changing during the whole face portion. But I pretty much use the e.l.f. putty primer. I used that, and then I went in with Gerard Cosmetics BB cream. I forgot what shade I used, but I will leave it down below. And I did this because I wanted to have like that luminous look, you know. And I didn't want to mix it directly in with the foundation. I just wanted to put it on the face first. Now, I want to talk about the foundation really quick because I don't want nobody to clock me because I clocked myself as I am editing this. Yes, I noticed that the foundation is a lot darker. This is actually my tan shade. This actually I used during the summer because the way I tanned this past summer, I tanned a little more like olivey and yellowy than I normally do. So yes, I know it is darker, but it does end up balancing out with the concealer and everything. So don't clock me. I already know that the foundation is too dark, obviously, but it is what it is. I made it work. And with my bright lights, it doesn't actually look that dark. It actually just looked a little too yellow, but it didn't look this dark. So yeah, don't clock me. Anyways, I did use the Fenty Beauty concealer in 210. The foundation was the Makeup Forever Conceal and Hydrate in F9.5. And then I used the ABH contour stick in, I think this is amber, if I'm not mistaken. I used to always use chestnut to give me like that really, really, really bronze. But I actually used amber in this one. So yeah, I'm just pretty much gonna blend that out, and then I do go in with, you're gonna see shortly, I go in with the, I think the ABH powder I use. I don't know. I don't even know if I have that clip in here, to be honest. But yeah, ABH powder to set the places that I highlighted, and then I did use Fenty Beauty's Sunstalker bronzer in Island Ting. I used that. And then I used KKW and Mario's blush from their new collection. I think it's called Very Graceful. It's a beautiful, 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 like pinky peachy blush. Little goes a long way. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I do highlight, and then we'll come back. We'll come back with lips, okay? Ooh, child. That highlight, oh my gosh. Beauty Bakery's Milk and Honey highlighting palette is literally one of my all-time faves. Like, me having you glowing, okay? So, lip liner. As always, I'm using my all-time favorite from Gerard Cosmetics, which is Mudslide. It is the perfect brown to pair with any nude or any other brown lipstick. Like, it's literally like my all-time fave, and I do have a coupon code with you, like from them. It's an affiliate code, so if you guys want to save 30%, definitely go ahead, feel free, use my code if you like. I do earn a small commission, which does help me out with my channel and everything like that, so you will be helping your girl out. And then the lipstick is also from Gerard Cosmetics. It is called a Boss Lady, like a bomb ass brown hydra matte liquid lipstick, like gorgeous. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That's the look. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel if you aren't already, and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll have my socials linked down below. And 2020 gonna be lit, y'all. Like, I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. I love you guys bunches, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.